As I stand before the mirror of my own spirit, I am reminded that the greatest battles are fought within the confines of my own mind. To lead others, one must first confront the tempest of emotions and thoughts swirling within. It is a simple task to cast blame upon the world for our struggles. Yet the true essence of leadership lies in the courage to face our own deficiencies. The path to victory is illuminated not by the external conflicts we endure, but by the rigorous discipline we cultivate within ourselves. In your pursuit of leadership, know that the seeds of greatness are sown in the soil of self-mastery. Each morning should commence with a triumphant declaration over the doubts that seek to anchor you down. Do not allow hesitation to instruct your actions. Rather, let your determination sculpt your destiny. The stark reality is that when we conquer our inner fears, we summon the strength to confront the external challenges that lie ahead. A leader devoid of self-awareness is akin to a ship lost at sea, subject to the whims of an unpredictable tide. Consider the warrior who prepares for battle. He does not charge into conflict unaware of his own vulnerabilities. Instead, he embraces his weaknesses with honor, training relentlessly to transform them into strengths. Similarly, as you guide your team toward shared goals, let your self-reflection inform your guidance. The clarity gained by understanding your own struggles will empower you to forge a path for others to follow. Your commitment to personal growth will serve as a beacon, illuminating the way for those who choose to march behind you. As challenges arise, remain steadfast in your resolve. The external world may change rapidly, yet an unshakable inner foundation will provide stability amidst chaos. Remember, true strength does not lie in the absence of fear but in the ability to act despite it. Each decision made with unwavering conviction reinforces not only your leadership, but the bond of trust among your followers. In this connectedness, we find the strength to bind our individual battles into a collective triumph, forging a destiny that is resilient against the storms of uncertainty. Thus, strive for inner harmony. Your frame of mind is the compass that guides your actions, and a disciplined spirit creates an unyielding path to success. When you master the self, you shall command the future, and those who follow you shall flourish in the light of your wisdom. In the stillness of night, as the world rests from its toils, one must turn inward to confront the shadows that dwell within. True strength does not emerge from the decibels of victory, but rather from the silence of self-reflection. It is within this sacred solitude that the true battle takes shape, a struggle not merely against external foes, but against the chaos that stirs in the depths of our hearts. Embrace this solitude, for it is a crucible where the weak are tempered into the resolute. Recognize, dear leader, that every hesitation, every pang of doubt, and every temptation to retreat are but manifestations of your own internal struggles. When you feel the weight of fear pressing upon you, understand that this is a moment calling you to mastery over yourself. The path to conquering others is paved with the arduous journey of conquering one's own shortcomings. Just as a wise general crafts his strategy based upon an intimate knowledge of the terrain, so too must you cultivate a profound understanding of your inner landscape. Let not the allure of convenience distract you from the rigorous demands of discipline. In the pursuit of greatness, mediocrity is an insidious enemy that quietly creeps into the heart, often masquerading as comfort. The discipline you foster within yourself is not merely a means to an end but an ongoing practice that shapes your character. With each small victory over inertia and distraction, you fortify your resolve. This internal cultivation begets clarity of purpose. When your mind is unclouded, every decision you make will echo with the wisdom born from self-mastery. One must also remember that true leadership radiates from the strength of character. Your actions are not merely reflective of your thoughts, but a manifestation of your disciplined spirit. As you advance in your own internal battles, this transformation will become evident to those around you. They will follow a leader whose presence embodies steadfast resolve. For greatness is not called forth by the loud proclamations of one's triumphs, but rather by the quiet confidence that comes from inner peace. Thus, the true victory lies within, waiting to be uncovered through continuous effort. The enemies you face outside are but shadows of the struggles you conquer within. Understand this, and you shall prevail, For he who conquers himself is indeed the master of all that lies ahead. In the stillness of the mind lies the true battlefield. It is here that the greatest conflicts are waged and resolved. A leader, like a seasoned warrior, must first conquer his own heart before he can aspire to lead others. Doubt lurks in the shadows, whispering insidious thoughts that can paralyze the most valiant of souls. You must confront these thoughts, for they are the roots of fear that can strangle the courage needed in moments of trial. Reflect upon the essence of discipline, an ally that fortifies your spirit against adversity. Many seek glory in the external world, chasing victories over others without acknowledging the necessary fight within. True triumph does not arise from mere conquests over land or men. Rather, it is a manifestation of mastery over oneself. As the polished blade is honed to a fine edge, so too must your resolve be tempered through reflection and self-awareness. As you guide others, remember that your ability to inspire relies on the honesty with which you approach your own limitations. You teach not only through words, but also through deeds. When your followers witness your relentless pursuit of self-improvement, they shall be compelled to reflect upon their own struggles. In this reciprocal journey of growth, you foster a collective strength that can overcome any external forces. In the face of challenges, let the flame of persistence ignite your being. Embrace discomfort and uncertainty, for they are the crucibles that refine your character. Victory may come in many forms, but the most profound victory is that over oneself. Let each moment be an opportunity to cultivate strength, patience, and resilience, for these virtues shall pave your path toward ultimate success. Remember, it is not the external circumstances that dictate your fate, but the fortitude of your spirit and the clarity of your intentions. In the quiet moments between dawn and dusk, one may reflect upon the trials faced in the heart of leadership. True strength does not merely manifest in grandiose displays upon the battlefield. Rather, it is forged in the solitude of one's own thoughts. As you stand before your mirror, the visage of uncertainty often stares back. This is where the real conquest lies. Only by confronting your own hesitations and transient fears can one prepare to face the complexities of command. Each moment of doubt is an adversary, and it is within you alone that the resolve must arise to vanquish it. The wise leader understands that authority is not a birthright, but a discipline cultivated with care. As the bamboo bends with the wind yet remains unbroken, so must you learn to adapt and press forward, even when the path is fraught with obstacles. The failures you encounter are not an end, but a crucible in which your resolve is tested. Embrace them, learn from them, and let them temper your spirit like a master craftsman shaping steel. With each victory over your inner turmoil, you carve a path that extends beyond personal triumph, reaching out to inspire those who follow. Look inward, therefore, before searching the vast expanse of the world beyond. The greatest battles arise not from the clash with rivals, but from the acceptance of one's own limitations and the relentless pursuit to transcend them. Recognize your doubts not as a foe, but as a teacher. Learn from each lesson they impart. As you cultivate your internal garden, so too will the fruits of your labor bloom in the realm of leadership. When your heart is steadfast and your mind sharp, no storm can shake your foundation. As you gather the strength to confront your fears and enhance your discipline, your influence will mirror your resolve. Each decision rooted in clarity and conviction becomes a beacon for others. You, as a leader, transform from one who merely commands into one who truly inspires, not merely with words but through the embodiment of virtue and perseverance. Thus, know that in mastering oneself, the capability to shape destiny lies within your grasp. As I stand on the precipice of the battlefield within myself, I realize that the greatest conflicts do not resound on distant hills but resonate in the quiet corners of the heart. In every leader, there lies a tempest of doubt, a cacophony of fears that seeks to drown the voice of clarity. To conquer this tumult, one must first cultivate the soil of self-awareness. The storm outside is but a reflection of the turmoil within. Only when we turn our gaze inward can we hope to find the stillness needed to navigate the chaos of the world around us. Consider the nature of water. It adapts to every vessel it occupies. So too must a leader learn to mold their thoughts and actions, aligning them with the harmonious cadence of their inner self. Victory is not merely a destination but a journey, one which begins with a sincere introspection. Each day presents myriad challenges, yet it is your response to these tribulations that shapes your character. By embracing discomfort, you nourish the roots of resilience. One must ask, what are the chains that bind you? Are they forged from fear of failure, or perhaps the relentless pursuit of perfection? When faced with these, remember that the greatest discipleship comes from within. Strip away the layers of pretense, and in that raw state of vulnerability, you shall find the seeds of strength. It is the willingness to confront one's own inadequacies that transforms a leader into a beacon for others. Your internal victories lay down the foundation for external triumphs, each a stepping stone towards the greater good. In moments of silence, reflect upon the essence of your motives. Are they noble, aimed at the welfare of many, or tainted by selfish desires? A wise leader understands that ambition must be tempered with virtue. Otherwise, the path to greatness becomes a mere mirage. As you cultivate discipline within, you pave the way for others to follow. Such is the legacy of true leadership, to inspire through action, shining a light on the path forged through personal mastery. Let the world see not just your victories, but the humble beginnings from which they arose. In the quietude of the mind, a tempest often rages. It is here, within our thoughts, that the true battleground lies. When faced with adversities, many seek to gauge the strength of their foes, yet true wisdom is found in the art of self-examination. A leader's might does not spring from the power to command, but rather from the fortitude to face their own imperfections. To understand oneself is to unveil the layers of fear and hesitation that shroud one's true potential. Contemplate the moments of doubt, the whispers of inadequacy that creep in during times of strife. They are not the enemy, but the leanings of your spirit desperate for introspection. Meet these challenges with resolve and acknowledge them without hatred. Each moment of weakness, when embraced with honesty, becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. A disciplined heart remains unmoved by the tempests outside when it has learned to cultivate stillness within. The art of ruling is akin to the craft of the warrior. Do you believe a soldier prevails by sheer might alone? Nay, for it is through rigorous training and self-control that one rises above the chaos of war. Your inner warrior must reflect a sturdy shield against self-doubt and tumult. Thus, as you hone your strategies on the battlefield, never neglect the profound impact of your internal dialogue. Speak to yourself as you would to a trusted ally. Nurture your spirit instead of berating it into submission. As one strives for external victories, let it be known that these triumphs are but mirrors reflecting the quality of one's inner discipline. Each conquest of oneself reinforces the chain of command, imbuing your leadership with authenticity. Victory, then, transcends mere stratagem. It becomes the embodiment of a harmonious spirit aligned with purpose. With practice, you will discover that this inner strength radiates outward, influencing not just your path but the very souls that follow in your wake. The strength of a leader lies not in the might of the sword but in the mastery of the self.